space now where I think people are a lot more empathetic, and whether that's journalists that I talk to for interviews, or whether it's, someone that I see on the street in Nashville, but when we used to walk around on the street, and someone that comes up and just talks to me about After Laughter in particular, like I can remember being at Target and a girl like kind of popping up out of nowhere and being like, I have depression too, and this album really helped me through this or that. I am, I think when we were younger, I really was worried about the whole role model thing. I thought that was too much to live up to. And now that I'm really not trying to live up to anything, I'm just trying to get through life and be the best version of myself I can be, and try to, be honest. I find that the pressure's off in a sense, because once you really open yourself up and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, it's sort of like all the cards are on the table, right? So I've been so thankful for how gracious people are when you finally allow yourself to be that open, which can be scary. I think that you allow yourself to be connected, and you allow people to love you and care for you in new ways, which
To my next question, which concerns the overall work, which is Petals for Armor, because lyrically, a lot of this stuff is very deeply personal.
mm,
And the question lies within, is this all recent stuff, or some of these songs or ideas, things that you've kind of held back, like maybe in your back pocket over the course of your recording career with Paramore, or
mm.
were all of these ideas relatively recent?
These were pretty new. I wouldn't call them little like epiphanies, but they were all, the last 2 or 3 years was pretty revelatory for me. I felt like I was peeling back a lot of layers that I weren't even sure. But basically, I've had to. Sorry, my dog. Okay. he he never knows if he wants to be inside or outside. But anyway, I kept digging, and I wasn't really sure if I was going to find anything each time. And once I would dig in, down into a new layer, it was sort of like, in real time, I didn't always know what the lesson was. But that's the cool thing about writing music. And I think Bruce Springsteen said something about this once in an interview. He talked about how his songs often tell him how he feels about things before he's able to find, words and conversation for it, to articulate. I feel the same way about both Paramore and now that this project is the most recent. I really feel this way about Petals for Armor. I think that there were a few like subjects that I was finally able to open up about, that really in my real life I hadn't done all the work for yet. And I'm still there. Like, that's something I've tried to be really open with, ever since we've released some of these songs. I want to make sure people know this isn't like I haven't closed the book like, oh, here it is in a nice, tidy little box with a ribbon on it. Like, I'm still going through a lot of this and digging through and finding new layers to peel off. And the songs have really helped me navigate this portion of my life. What I think I could say in hindsight about Paramore's career is After Laughter was really a catalyst for so much growth that needed to be done for me. A lot of like waking up to self-denial and not really understanding what depression even was. I was very ignorant about it. I was,
Absolutely. Well, you essentially grew up in front of the world's eye.
yeah.
So, it can't be an easy process to have been through that. I mean, breaking through and winning Grammys in your teens and touring incessantly and living a lifestyle that, quite frankly, doesn't set you up for success as you're blooming into adulthood. So the fact that you've endured all of this, and have come out the other side of it very aware and
Yeah.
very open and very honest in your music, in talking about it, I think creates that connection that you truly have
Mm.
with your fans. Your super fans all seem to have this connection to you. And in taking the last few days to really dig into that, like, um, I genuinely think that in addition to how amazingly artistic the music is,
Mm,
it's how open you are. Because there aren't a lot of like, and I know honesty is an overused word, but the
sure.
word that I like to use with that, that I think encompasses you, is there's this earnest nature.
Mm, wow.
You're not necessarily making a statement about how things are. You're
Yeah.
simply talking about how things are from your perspective,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that is ultimately the conduit between you and your audience.
Mm, man, I really appreciate that. It's cool to hear. It's just nice. It's nice to listen to a perspective of what's going